What's going on, guys? Appreciate you watching the video today. Got an exciting episode for you. Gonna be catching some fish off of some beds today. It's that time of the year out here on Guntersville. The fish are pulling up to spawn. I'm gonna be sight fishing some, as well as throwing a glide bait around, hopefully catching some on this. And yeah, I've already fished a little bit, caught a few fish. You guys will probably see those. And I have a feeling there's gonna be a bunch more fish up here. I'm kind of fishing around these docks, as you can see behind me. Got a row of docks that kind of goes down. I'm going up in between the docks, throwing the glide bait up and underneath them, getting some fish to come out and follow the glide bait, getting some fish on the bed to react, and getting some that I'm not able to catch either. So haven't seen any true giants yet, so hopefully that's coming up. This time of the year can be really good sight fishing. That first initial wave of fish sometimes is some of the biggest fish that pull up. So guys, I've got an exciting episode for you. Follow along, and if you're not already, guys, I appreciate everybody that is, but if you're not already, subscribe to this channel. It's super easy to do, and it shows the support that you guys are giving me. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. Gonna do a little bit of sight fishing out here springtime on Guntersville. Let's go. All right, guys, so I'm gonna briefly get into some gear. I just want to kind of go over 4 rods here that I really like to have this time of the year when I am up here looking for bed fish or fishing fish around the beds. 2 of them are spinning rods, 2 of them are casting rods. Start off on my search bait. I keep it pretty simple, guys. I really like to throw a smaller glide bait. This is like a 6.5, 7-inch bait. This is the KGB TSG 7, so I guess it's a 7-inch bait with tail, but really it fishes like a smaller glide. Has a nice twitching action. I'm actually working on a bait right now with Ducket. I'm super excited for it to come out. It's going to be phenomenal for this kind of deal too. But this bait, what it does, especially in clear water, this is clear water, and this is really directed towards Guntersville. But what this bait's going to do is it's going to pull fish away from the cover. You're going to be able to see them. It's going to pull fish away from their beds. You're going to be able to see them flash on your bait a lot of the times. And it's just a great tool for getting bigger bites while you're searching for those fish that are actually on the beds. On this bait, I'm throwing the 7'4" Pro Series, my rod, 7'4" heavy. Got 20-pound line on there. Keep it pretty simple with that. I like that little bit shorter rod this time of the year because I'm able to get it up and around docks. That bait's not that heavy. It works really well. Another rod, bait caster that I have on all the time, Texas rig. Anywhere from a 3/16 to a 5/16, you know, quarter, that type of weight. Something lighter, something that's going to kind of flow down to the bed. You don't want something that's super heavy and just, you know, just crashing down on the bed. I like a little bit lighter weight, you know, any kind of creature bait, whatever your favorite one is, but really like to put thump gel on there, depending on each fish, depending on the bait. You know, Green Magic's really good. Chartreuse juice is really good. I caught one earlier, guys, on the drop shot that I'm about to show you with the cranking gel on there. So thump gel is just super good to have on hand, especially when you're sight fishing. It adds flash, scent, and sight to your bait. And then on this guy, same deal, 20-pound line. That's the same rod, 7'4" heavy Jacob Wall Pro Series. Okay, so then we're gonna get into spinning rods. So the Wacky rig is both a sight fishing bait for me and a search bait. I will throw this thing up around walkways or docks. I will throw this thing to light spots that I'm seeing, even if I don't know there's a bed there. And on that, I've got a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader to a 10-pound braided line right now with a 7.2 medium heavy Wheeler Signature Series rod, 5-inch, just straight up Cinco, nothing crazy there. And then last but not least, I've got a drop shot. Drop shot is a phenomenal bed fishing bait. Probably caught more fish on beds with a drop shot than any bait out there. This on here is just a little Z-Man, or no, it's same thing. Z-Man, Streak Z, Baby Z2. I like this little bait because it floats, gets up off the bottom. It's a good bait to kind of thread on your drop shot. And then I've got a Owner cover shot hook on there with a little 1/4 ounce tungsten weight. I believe that this is 10-pound fluorocarbon on there to 10-pound braid. Same rod, 7'2" medium heavy. I like the 7'2" medium heavy for these techniques because typically I'm up a little closer. I'm throwing a little bit heavier line. If I'm around a dock, I can pull those fish away from that dock a little bit easier. But anyway, guys, that's it. I mean, you could get more complex than that, and there are days where they want something different than that, but those, you know, day in and day out, those are going to be my go-to rods to have on the deck this time of the year on Guntersville for the springtime spawning fish. So anyway, guys, without further ado, I'm going to get back to fishing and see if we can't fool some of these fish. one bait at her, this Texas rig, so we'll give it a couple more pitches and then I may have to change baits. I'd prefer to... Oh, I just had a bite. I don't know if that was her, but it was... Could have very well been her. She was right up in there when I got bit. Oh, she just had it, guys. She just had it. She's starting to really get aggressive now. She's ripping my bait up pretty good. I think she's back in the middle now. Wind is really ripping now. Oh shoot, it's really howling. It's making it really tough to see. Oh, that was the male. I wonder if that was him every time. So we got the male. So I'm gonna do a little trick here. So he's just a little 12-incher. She's much, much bigger than this. This is why I couldn't see him. So we're gonna live well him in here for just a minute. He'll be fine. We're not gonna take him away from his bed. We're just gonna put him in there for a short period of time. And then a lot of the times what'll happen once you take the male out of there, I can't do this in the BPT style event because the fish got to go right back in the water, but in a 5 fish, if that fish is a keeper and you don't have a limit, it's a really good strategy, put them in there. But she's back on the bed now and she's locked because she doesn't have him to guard it with her. So a lot of times you'll catch the female, you'll box the male like that. Yeah, she's gonna bite. She's got it. Got her, guys. See how quick that happened? She's not quite as big as I thought she was. But you see how easy that was? She's still a nice fish. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's a good one. Oh my gosh, check that out, guys. She's got the tail of some other fish. She's fat, beautiful fish. So what we're gonna do is weigh her real quick because I'm curious. See, that was definitely in the mouth. There's no confusing that. She's just real dark, pretty fish. All right, so what we're gonna do, see how easy that was? I mean, this guy was in here for very little time. So we're gonna put him right back in the water. Grab him. All right, buddy. There he goes. Right back to where he's at. He'll go protect the bed now while we got her out of the water. And then she's fat. I mean, she's not, I thought she was bigger than that. Must have just been the wind and the angle I was looking at her. 3.5. Still a nice fish. Fun sight fishing. It's a good practice. You know, I have a tournament coming up here. Might be some sight fishing going on, so good to practice. Nice. Heck yeah, that was sweet. On the 7'4" heavy action. Got both the male and the female. Time for a new bait. This bait is shredded. But yeah, that's how you do it, guys. I'm gonna try that, guys. I'm gonna try a drop shot. So I'm gonna dig that out of the rod box. Let's see, I know I have one rigged up in here somewhere. I think it's on this rod right here. Yeah, there it is. Pull this out of here. So a lot of the times when you drop shot these type of fish, what I'll do, I'll show you a little trick, guys. So instead of your traditional worm, you can catch them on a worm really good, no doubt. But what I like to do instead of a worm is like a little minnow style bait, like what you would throw on like a Deniki or like a mid-stroll rig. And instead of Texas rigging it, what you're going to do is you're going to take that bait
and you're going to just thread it. Get it nice and straight. And this is a killer bed fishing bait. Thread it on there nice and straight, and you can see that bait's pretty much all hook. If they come up and they slurp on that thing, it's going to be a hook in the mouth. So that little guy's deadly when they're sitting above like soft bottom, like squishy bottom that I can't really get a Texas rig around without bearing down in it. So let's see this fish. I'm gonna pitch it over here. See, that bait will float too, so just looking at it. Yeah, he swam away. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's on a bed. Oh, he flared on it, guys. He's gonna bite. Yeah, he just bit it. First cast, I was just kind of twitching along the bottom, and he came back around and flared on it. He's got to be on a bed that I just can't see. Oh, he did it again, guys. There's a little wind chop, and I can't really see the bait real good. I got a little trick. We're gonna spice up our bait a little bit. Do a little bit of cranking gel on there. It's gonna match really good with this bait. Basically, it's just gonna lube it up a little, flash it a little, add a little more flash to it, add a little bit of scent to it. He's flaring on the bait, so maybe now instead of flaring on it, he'll just slurp it up. Let's see if this makes a difference. All right, first flip in there with the cranking gel on there. Just looking at it. Just going over to it. I think I found his bed, guys. It's just very small. It's not defined. Got him, guys. Cranking gel. How about that? First time he bit it that time, it was in his mouth. He didn't flare on it and miss it. That was awesome. He came up and actually got it that time. Is it decent? Another decent one. Come here, buddy. Gotcha. See, got him inside the mouth. That hook, see, that gets him really good when you do that with that threading of that minnow. It's a great little bed fishing technique, guys. Just a little minnow, some cranking gel, and another 2.5 or so, kind of skinny. He showed himself on the glide bait. We're gonna see if we can get our best 5. I've thrown a couple back without weighing them, so we're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit on our 5. We would already have a limit in the scale if I would have weighed them all so far. It's a little bit bigger than 2.5. 2 pounds, 10 ounces. All right. So we've got 9 pounds, a little over 9 pounds with 3, like a 3-pound average. We have more than that, but we've got about 17 pounds with the fish we caught. Woohoo, he's mean. Go back home, buddy. Awesome, guys. So, I was coming out today with the idea of it being a little bit more of a glide bait kind of a day. around these spawning little flats, but man, the fish have really pushed up hard and started to really do their thing on the beds. And so we're just making hay with what we got, catching them off the beds, and just having a day with it. Super fun, guys. There we go. Nice. That fish was spawning. See that hook? That hook got him really good. That was not going to come off. That fish was spawning up there next to that no wake buoy. I don't know why there's a no wake buoy way up in there, but probably just got misplaced. But there we go. That's a nice fish. Probably 3-something pounder on the wacky worm. All right, scales are zeroed. Let's see what this fish weighs. Just trying to get an idea of what our 5 go. Just under 3. A little smaller than I thought. 2 pounds, 14 ounces. Pretty sure that that's the male too. All right, we're gonna get this fella back. Thanks for biting, buddy. Go back and protect your nest. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, just moved areas. So this little deal here, we've got a shallow kind of flatter area. You can see there's some matted grass up here. A lot of the times on Guntersville, where these fish like to spawn is on points. So it doesn't have to be like a super defined point either. So you guys can see how this like kicks out just a little bit right here, and it kicks out like a little bit like right in here. That's good. All right, guys, so a lot of the times on Guntersville where they spawn are these little points. See how it's a real subtle little point there, a little subtle point there, little subtle point there. What you get on those points is you get hard bottom. So you get nice like shell, hard bottom. A lot of times in like the little like pockets like that, like what we got in here, this little pocket, the bottom tends to be a little softer in there. So, I mean, you can find bedfish way back in those little pockets and stuff, but typically your bigger fish and your like groups of fish that'll move up to spawn will get on the points. Sorry, I'm trying to clean my sunglasses here so I can see. It's important to have good sunglasses to be able to see these fish if they're up there spawning. So essentially what you're looking for light spots. I know that sounds like really like a no-brainer. I mean, duh, they're spawning on light spots, right? The key to the light spot fishing though is you're looking for areas that have light spots that are not necessarily beds. So you're looking for like this point I can see up your head. I don't know if you can see this right here or not, but there's actually some lighter colored bottom. And so a lot of the times what that shows you is that there's shell, there's areas of cleaner bottom around, so those fish don't have to work as hard to make a bed. All they have to do is slide up there, find a little corner of that spot where they can kind of, you know, brush the bottom off and put a bed. They don't have to necessarily blow out a bunch of grass in order to create that bed. So that's what I look for. Typically that's a really good way to catch them spawning on this lake. So what I'll do is I'll pull up to an area like this. You know, I've got really nice calm conditions on this side where I'm at now. Kind of got out of that wind, got over here to where it's nice and calm. We have pretty stable like light penetration today, which is very minimal, but sometimes these cloudier days are actually your friend because you don't have as much glare on the water. So I'm going to be making long casts with a wacky rig to start towards these light spots. If you can stay further back, usually the better. And I'm just going to shake my wacky worm up there on the light spots, and hope there's a fish up there that's going to fall for my bait before I get that close. You know, when you get real close, typically the fish get harder and harder to catch. I actually, believe it or not, guys, see a fish up there on that white spot, and he's got it. Oh, he threw it. Gosh dang it. Oh my gosh, look at that mess. How in the world did that happen? Jeez, guys. Oh, it just popped right out. That is lucky. Yeah, guys, I see a fish on that spot up there. He's got it. A little male. Drop my power poles. Get up in here, buddy. See, that was a much shallower bed, and typically those smaller fish will make beds shallower. So, just a little male, but that's the idea. Just making those longer casts with your wacky worm to those spots before you give it away to those fish that you're in the area. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. I appreciate all of you for following along and watching the video. Hopefully you learned something about sight fishing here on Guntersville Lake. It's one of my favorite things to do, just to go out and watch them swim around and see how they act, and it's just really cool. It's such a neat time of the year when they get up there shallow. You can see them swimming around. By no means is it the best time of the year, in my opinion, to come out here and catch a giant bag of fish, but it's a great time of the year just to come out, have fun, reel in some quality fish, watch them kind of in their natural habitat, and try to coax them into biting. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, go ahead and like the video, and like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're not already, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Till next time, guys, catch you later.